honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. When I'm trying to watch the game and I'm seeing things happening that can be easily just maneuvered, changed, but then you look at our players and you see that they're not respecting the other team and the opposition they're playing against, I'm shocked. I'm screaming at my TV. I get frustrated. I feel like everything that we've learned over the past games and where we're sitting at the table just goes out the window. It's frustrating to me. I have to take time away just to kind of calm myself before I can actually hop on and speak to you viewers, because I don't know. I think you feel the same way I do when we see these teams that we should easily be getting the win from. Like, this team just outplays us. I don't know, man. This is some worrying signs, and I don't know if we're going to be looking at other teams in the table for them to make mistakes to keep us where we're at, but we can't be determined on that, because like I said previously, teams right now are on a roll. They're trying to get into the top 4. I mean, we're in the position of a race, and we can't take our foot off the pedal. I don't know. Like, something's got to be corrected, because not even scoring a goal, not one goal. Shocking, man. So I want to welcome everyone back to the Frank for Famous channel. Sorry, I wanted to get that off my chest. It's been a frustrating couple of days, and now I'm calm myself, being able to talk to you viewers and just dive into what we saw in that game and what we should be expecting in the game versus Norwich City, who is the last team in the table, but deserve respect, because those teams are coming at us, not looking at us as a top team anymore. They're just coming to get the win. And we need to really evaluate our defense, our midfield, our forwards, and that intensity level that we're not giving has to be on offense, and it has to be on defense. And what we learned from that Sheffield United game and what we could possibly see in that Norwich City game. So without further ado, let's get it. Okay, so what I want to do right now is just dive in a little bit and detail out what we saw on the 3 goals that we were scored on by Sheffield United. The first one I want to start with is the 18-minute goal that was scored by Sheffield United, and where our defense suffered the most. We did see that the ball was being played into the box. Mason Mount was the last player to touch the ball as he tried to take it out of the box without looking or putting his head up to see if any defenders were cutting off any space. As he did that, he ran into one of the Sheffield United's defenders, who were able to shield him off the ball. Ball ended up being passed over to the right-hand side to another Sheffield United player, crossed into the box. Barkley was shielded off, and then a shot came in from the Sheffield United player, bounced off Barkley, an incredible save by Kepa as he was leaning towards his left, but was able to put his hand out with a strong hand and block the ball. If you look at Kurt Zouma and Andres Christensen, yes, you don't really expect for deflections to really throw off play, as Kepa did block the ball. But the biggest thing is they fell asleep. They let one of Sheffield United's striker, who hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League, 32 years of age, caught both of our defenders sleeping. He was more hungry to get to the ball. Scores on us, and then you just see Andres Christensen and Kurt Zouma just look back with total shock. What are you looking at? Why aren't you defending the goal? Your attention needs to be focused on a man, not ball watching. And that's where the mistakes are coming from. This is something that needs to be corrected quickly because we are suffering. We're seeing lackluster displays from our defensive end because they're not paying attention to the movement that is happening in front of them. The next thing we received was that 32-minute goal, which was a header scored by Sheffield United. Where did that play all go wrong before it entered into the box? There was two players on the left side of the play. Two of Sheffield United's players. We see Willian and Reece James. 2-on-2. Someone pick a man and defend. Sheffield United's player takes off on the wing, gets a pass from his player. Willian and Reece James are chasing shadows. They get a cross in, and we're just pulling our hair out. I mean, come on now. I'm losing it already, but geez, like, find the man. Do not ball watch. We see another ball watching activity from our defenders. How was Sheffield United's player able to get in front of Kurt Zouma and behind Andres Christensen to get a free header? I just don't understand where we're going wrong when it comes to our defensive display. We're so concentrated on what's happening in front of us, and we're not finding a man that is going to be the target, that is going to score the goal. We just saw this on the first goal, and we're seeing it happen again. Some changes need to be made. Significant changes, quickly. Then we're going to jump into the 77-minute goal that was scored by Sheffield United. Jorginho hasn't played as much, which is understandable. But his defensive qualities lack because he's not strong in that position on the defensive end. So he gets overrun. As he's being overrun, Sheffield United's players taken down on the wing. Kurt Zouma and Rudiger are also following that player. Kurt Zouma's lack of intensity, lack of drive during that last play to stick a foot out, to stop the ball from coming into the box. And I'm a big fan of Kurt Zouma, but when criticism needs to be there, I'm speaking my mind. That was some poor display at the end. Like, no one cared anymore. We're losing 2-0. What's the point to keep fighting? That ball gets crossed into the box without being defended by Kurt Zouma. Rudiger is falling backwards, but tries his hardest to at least get some touch on the ball, which he's able to do that, but still stays in play. And then Sheffield United's attacker, right on schedule with hunger, puts it in the back of the net. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but I would expect this from a top 4 team. A team that was able to hand us our first no goals scored on our end since February. It gets you thinking. We know that games are coming thick and fast, and we know that it's not going to be easy from here because we did we stopped for a period of time and we did the restart, so players are going to become tired. But we got to understand we have quality players in this team. We have players who can come off the bench and make a difference. But to come into a game where you see Chelsea should be dominating, to finally see that Sheffield United is playing with heart and passion and structure and staying compact And when they get opportunities, they're being decisive with it. And our display was lackluster. No heart. We're playing slow, not quick balls. Our passes coming into the box are hitting the first man, or we're not getting to the ball quick enough. And then on the defensive end, it looked like we were invisible. When we made a mistake, they countered. When we got into the attacking third, we weren't decisive enough. We weren't strategic enough to pick through their gaps. When you're playing against a team that's going to stay compact, the ball needs to move quickly. It needs to consistently be moving, switching the field. You have to find ways to pull their defense out and find gaps in making these runs. When teams are scoring on us, they're easily going to stay compact with 5 men behind the ball. That makes it very difficult. That's why I continue to say, when we're playing against these teams, when we're in the game, we need to score first or do not get scored on. We can't continue to play catch up because teams are finding out strategically what they need to do to stay in the game. They get that first goal, they're going to pack the defense. They're going to make it very difficult on us. And the more we press, without having some defensive structure in the back and in the midfield, we're leaving gaps. Norwich City is going to bring similar play as they are at the bottom of the table. Their hopes and dreams of staying in the Premier League are becoming slim as we see it. But they're not going to stop fighting and have that heart to believe that they can make a difference in their position. What we need to see is a lineup change right now, because we're not seeing any consistency. And I know we have injuries. Conte's injured. Hopefully we're going to see him back for the Norwich game on Tuesday. Kovacic should be set and ready to go. I definitely think I can see some weary legs there. Pulisic looked a bit tired as he was subbed out. Up top, I think for the Norwich game, we need to go with Olivier Giroud. I love how Lampard's giving our strikers the opportunity that if you score, you play. Tammy Abraham didn't receive too many balls and he didn't have too many opportunities to make a difference. But when he had those chances, he was slipping on the field. Headers weren't going on target. And we know that over time he's going to learn a lot more. And we're going to continue to have faith in him. But we're in a title race, you guys. And we don't have time to be making these adjustments. We need to be getting these wins. And I think Olivier Giroud's hold-up play helps to keep the defense back, which also helps our attacking midfielders and wingers getting to play quickly. If teams are going to start to build that wall, we're going to really have to buckle down and be on the same page. We can't have passes that are not reaching our players. We can't have passes that are being wasted. The intensity has to be from the start. We need to press these teams as a unit. If the forward goes first, the winger needs to go second. Midfielders need to push up. Defense needs to push up. We can't be leaving gaps. That's where we're going to be exploited. We have an opportunity right now to cement ourselves in the top 4 position. As we know, Leicester City is right on our tails, but we're still in the top 3 place. If we can get this win, I believe it's going to start us off on a domino effect as we continue getting the wins down the table. But in order for us to do that, we're going to need intensity. We're going to need players to be decisive. and we're going to need people to be together. And that is going to start from the top, defending the midfielders, all the way to the back at the defense. This is going to help us to have structure and also have more confidence to seek that first goal and that second goal, so then we can easily see ourselves with the win and getting our mind mentally structured for the next game as they're coming thick and fast. So you guys, tell me what you think. This frustrating game that just happened between us and Sheffield United, we can throw that in the past. Let's look at the future. We have some real objectives that we need to stick to, and we have quality players that need to show their talents, because next year we're going to be in a whole different ball field with the players that are coming in, and I see a lot of players not going to be there next year. So this is the time to really cement themselves, to show Frank Lampard that he can have confidence in them. So if you like what we talked about today, comment below. Also, guys, don't forget to like, and also don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Come on, Blues!